everyone. Today I shall tell you how to access Google Forms and how to create Google Forms for uh, conducting research and creating surveys, questionnaires for surveys. Now, there are two ways by which you can access the Google Form. First, you have to log in to your Gmail ID, and then you have to come to the Google browser and just write the keywords Google Forms. Then here this site appears wherein it's written Google Forms free online surveys for personal use. So just click on that. Now there are two options here. One is personal and the other one is G Suite, that is business. This is for big organizations, so we don't need to look into that. Our concern is the personal one, and then we just click on to go to Google Forms. That's how my Google Form page, my interface opens. Now, the other way by which you can access a Google Form is by clicking on to your Google Drive. When you open your Google Drive, you just click on My Drive, and then you just go to More, and there the first option over there you find is the Google Forms. And you click on to that and the Google Form opens. So these are the two ways by which you can open the Google Forms. Now the first thing that you need to do is to click on to the Untitled form and give it a title. So you may give any title to this. For example, survey on study habits of children. So, and you can give the form description just as you write the description in on a questionnaire. Similarly, we are going to create a questionnaire, so we are going to write down the form description. For example, we can write that all questions are compulsory. Your answers will be kept confidential. Right? We can add any other information that we want. We can also write what this survey is about, what it is intending to study. Now, now what we do is we just click on to this part where this untitled form is there. Whenever we click on to that, this name appears there. So here now your form and your file receives a name. Now we have to start adding questions to our Google form. How do we add questions? And let us see what are the options on the right hand side. This plus sign over here is meant to add questions. This is to import questions. For example, if you have already created a Google form and you want to just import the same questions over here and just copy paste the questions, you can do from this option. This is to add title and description. This is to add an image. Many a times in questionnaires we also have images. We can add videos and here we can add new sections. What are these new sections meant for? That is when we divide the questionnaire. For example, a questionnaire which this questionnaire which studies the study habits of children. We have to first start with the personal information and then we go into the test items. So there we divide the questionnaire into sections. So this is from where you can divide the sections. Now before I go into adding questions, let me first tell you what this particular interface is about. This interface shows you, this section shows you the questions. This section shows you the responses as they arrive. Here we have no responses as we have not yet created the questionnaire. This is to customize the theme and to change the theme, which I'm going to show you at the end when our questionnaire is prepared. This is to get a to get a preview of the questionnaire, and here are the settings by which you can adjust the settings of the questionnaire. Now, this is the send option by which we can circulate the questionnaire. Now, when we add a question, this is the untitled question. Before we add a question, we have to first add a section. Now, our first section is going to be personal information. So, this is an untitled section. So, I write personal information. Now, for example, uh, when we are surveying the study habits of children, we may be interrogating the parents and the students and the children separately. So we may ask questions to different sections in different sections to the parents and to the students. So now for the personal information, what we can do is we can just add this information. The first personal information we require is the name. This automatically Google takes it in as a short answer type question. This is taken by default, and this is a required question, required in the sense that this is compulsory. So this is the first section. Now we want to add a similar section to this, or we want to add one more section to the personal information. For example, we want to add age. Now here we can add age. If you want to be more specific, this automatically takes it as a short answer type question, wherein you can just fill in the question, this number, okay, where you are supposed to just add the number over here, whoever is the respondent is. And if I feel I may make it a multiple choice question. For example, how my first option is maybe from the age group of say 5 to 10 years. 11 to 15 years, right? Since we are taking children, so it's better we stick to 5 to 10 years and 11 to 15 years maximum. So otherwise we are already entering the adolescent zone. So so the children can click on any one of them, and if you want them to be more specific, then you just remove these two and you just add, you want to know the exact age, so you just make it a short answer type question, and it automatically takes in the age as written in numbers. So this is also a required question. Now we come to the next question, that is the gender. Now here we can, this is a multiple choice question, so here we can give them an option as to whether it's male or female, right? And we can tell them this is also a required question, right? Now we can add the name of school. This is also a short answer type question. Let's make it a required question. Type of school, we can have it as a multiple choice, say for example government, government aided, or private. Now we make this a required question, and then we add one more section, if the child has a sibling or not. Okay, so sibling, S. Okay, we give them the options: none, 1, 2, or we can just go for uh, 1 2 or more than 2, right? So here we go into the personal details. So here we complete the section wherein we give the personal details. If we want to know further details, for example the location of the child, where the child resides, okay, there you can add one more segment to this, the address of the child. Or you may one more thing you can add is which class, okay, which class, okay. So here make it a let's make it a let's make it a short answer type question. So they will exactly write down which class they belong to, and it's a required question. So here we complete one segment of information where we are giving the personal information in the questionnaire section. Now the personal information uh, may also include other details. It depends upon what your variables are and what information you are requiring. Uh, but one thing has to be kept in mind, that as you prepare your questionnaire, you have to ensure, as we always do, that whatever personal information they might give, they might keep the many of them might want to keep their name anonymous. So it may you may make the name a mandatory section, or you may keep it as an optional section, wherein you mention there that name may not be mentioned in your instructions, or that is the description in the personal information. You can do that, but that depends upon the study and the target group, whatever the sample group, everything. So uh, you create the personal information. Now we come into the next section, uh, that is the test items related to the study, regarding the study habits of children, which we are going to do in the next video. Thank you.